That's good, Broncos!
That was sent in from Afghanistan from Lieutenant Clifford. Thank you guys so much. I wanted to put that at the top of the episode because I thought that was really cool. A really special intro. Thanks again, guys, and I'm happy that you're watching my dick jokes in Afghanistan. Oh, man, that one must sting, Oakland. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. Just barely win, baby! Perna. See what I did there? I referenced Al Davis's Just Win Baby and put barely in it because that's how the Broncos defeated the Raiders 20-19. This game was a tale of two halves. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times.
It was the blurst of times, you stupid monkey.
Al Davis quote to Simpsons quote in less than 30 seconds. Who am I, Andrew Mason? This was an ugly win, just like you have ugly babies, ugly dogs, and ugly girlfriends. You may not be overly proud of them, but you do love them. After 2 games, I'll say this. The secondary misses Aqib Talib. Demaryius Thomas had a drop that nearly cost the Broncos the game, and Case Keenum's interceptions are starting to worry me. Just a little bit, but I'll save my worry for tomorrow because the best way to handle any problem is to pretend like it doesn't exist. That's what I've done with my hernia anyway. Denver starts the season 2-0. That is 6 years in a row. Longest active streak in the NFL. We know that doesn't mean much, but let's review this Broncos and Raiders game. Give me those intros, guys!
That's good. Hold on. That's good, Broncos.
Shout out to Big Dick Brandon Perna, all the way from the Philippines.
Be loud.
That's good, Broncos. That's good, Broncos.
Pass rush in his face, incomplete.
You see how they overrun
No
the one
flag.
side Denver did?
Please, if you're new here, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and don't forget, we do a Monday morning recap podcast of this game and a podcast every Thursday. Will Keys and I, we're on iTunes. It's That's Good Sports Podcast. We're on Podbean. Go like us. Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or whatever you do there. I do have Big Dick Patreon shout-outs for Oscar Avila, Randy Hyder, and a huge $20 donation from Aquilino Jackie for upping his $10 donation to $20. And for my patrons this week, I'm giving away this Broncos hoodie. Unless you like another team, I'll get you whatever team you prefer, unless it's the Raiders or Patriots, of course. Info on my Patreon page, patreon.com/thatsgoodsports. Now, before I get fist deep in the review of this game, I have to apologize to Domata Peko. He may have been the best defensive player on the field for the Broncos. It was run stops, it was pressure, it was this fumble recovery that didn't count. He had a hell of a game, and I regret saying this. Also, and it pains me to say this, but Domata Peko should not be starting at nose tackle. Shelby Harris is literally better than him in every statistical category. Look, I'm wrong a lot, you know that. But I like being wrong for a good reason, and this is a good reason. Shelby Harris and Domata Peko are both very good, and that's a good thing. Now, the first half of this game, watching it was about as much fun as getting a fucking root canal. Except when you get a root canal, they at least numb you before drilling your ass for an hour. The Raiders scored 12 ugly points in the first half, and the Broncos scored 0. Case Keenum tossed a red zone interception after Phillip Lindsay made this only beautiful offensive play in the first half. A 53-yard run for the talented rookie, and it was wasted by a bad throw. Von Miller had a strip sack called back because of holding on Todd Davis. They didn't show the replay, so I don't even know if it was a fair penalty. God knows if the ref fucked up one more thing in this game, the Broncos could have lost. Miller did get a sack later on a 3rd down in the red zone. Marshawn Lynch scored the only touchdown of the first half right before halftime. Then Shaq Barrett made one of the most important plays of the game and blocked the extra point. Not like the Raiders would need that point later to say tie the game or anything. And before some garbage time passing yards accrued for the Broncos offense, they had accumulated 13 passing yards with 30 seconds left in the first half. 0 third down conversions in the first half, and 1 positive first down of play. The only time you want to see less than one positive result is when you're getting tested for herpes. Halftime report.
This is the halftime report.
At halftime, we learned that running back Phillip Lindsay's hobbies are mountain biking and video games. Doesn't sound like a big deal until you learn he does them at the same fucking time. His elite level ability to multitask on the field also serves him off the field. So impressed with this young man playing Super Smash Brothers while hitting those Aspen trails on his mountain bike. Yeah, he prefers the classic games. None of that hyped Fortnite for him.
I just want everyone to know that I put on these Broncos socks at the same exact time they were getting their touchdown.
For the Broncos, the second half looked instantly better. Keenum's first throw became his longest completion of the game. Phillip Lindsay then moved the chains with a great run, breaking tackles for the first down on first down. He moves the chains and probably could change out his mountain bike chain on the same play. He's small, but he plays like a giant and is turning into the #1 back on this team. Bruce Irvin kept the Broncos' opening half drive alive with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for yelling at the refs. Oh, Bruce. That's like yelling at your mom on Christmas, bro. Instead of taking away your presents, she's just gonna take away your third down stop. Never a good idea to yell at the official. That's the fans' jobs. So Bruce, let me know if you have a Patreon account. I will gladly donate to your cause of being an idiot. You kind man. Tim Patrick had what would have been his first touchdown catch unfairly taken away from him, just like my 68-year-old babysitter unfairly took away my virginity. Don't ask me why I needed a babysitter at age 23. Anyway, it didn't matter because the touchdown went to another rookie, Royce Freeman, who bulldozed his way into the end zone from 1 yard out. Hey Raiders, rides on the Rolls Royce aren't free. They cost you 6 fucking points. Idiots. The Raiders responded by throwing passes to wide open wide receivers. Like the only kind of wide open you see during childbirth. The kind of open you see when Aqib Talib is playing football for the fucking Rams, who gave nothing up to Raiders receivers on Monday night. Derek Carr then shot this dart to Seth Roberts for a touchdown to give the Raiders a bigger lead. Worst of all, Justin Simmons, Steve Atwatered himself, and Chris Harris. Both Broncos went down with an injury on the play. Justin Simmons did lead the team in tackles, probably because they counted this hit on Chris Harris as a tackle. Keenum answered after that touchdown with a 3rd and 9 conversion to a very open Emmanuel Sanders. Rinse and repeat. That was the play call from Billy Musgrave on 3rd and 3. Throw the ball again to a very open Emmanuel Sanders for another conversion and sizable gain. Neither secondary enjoyed covering receivers on 3rd fucking down. But then that pesky left corner of the end zone seemed to be fucking the Broncos receivers. Rookie receivers, Courtland Sutton with an amazing touchdown grab. It looks like his foot is inbounds, but again, like Gertrude and my precious virginity, the refs robbed the Broncos rookie virgin ball catching touchdown guys. Brandon McManus moved Denver with a 9 with a little gooch splitter. But as a Broncos fan, this was definitely a touchdown. As an objective observer, it was really hard to tell if Sutton's foot touched the white on the sideline. And no, I'm not talking about Mark Davis or Jon Gruden when I say white on the sideline.
The white tiger was always in his cage.
Yeah.
Denver finally got a little luck in the fourth quarter when on 4th and inches, the Raiders go for it, and their fullback drops this easy pass that would have definitely been a first down. Royce Freeman found the edge on a 3rd and 1 late in this drive after the Raiders failed conversion from rookie to rookie. Lindsay goes over the 100-yard rushing mark on a 2nd and very long to give the Broncos a 3rd and inches, and then converts on the very next play. I love these young running backs, and I hate my lower back, which is killing me now, along with that hernia. And then on 4th and inches at the goal line, Bill Musgrave calls the play of the day, gives Keenum an empty set, fakes the throw. Case just takes off up the middle, rushing for the touchdown. That pulled the Broncos within 2. 19-17 with 6 minutes left in the game. Could the Denver defense rise to the occasion? Oh, I already said what the score was at the beginning of this episode, so you know the answer, and it's pretty much yes. I will give the referees the Limp Dick Player Award for having the limpest dicks on earth. Not only did they rob 2 virgin receivers from their first NFL touchdowns, they had no clue where to spot the goddamn football. Denver wasted their second challenge, winning this 3rd and 1 spot, but on the next play, the Raiders received a very favorable spot from the refs on a Marshawn Lynch run that looked short. Luckily, the Denver D held 3 plays later and got Case Keenum the ball back with 1 minute and 58 seconds left in the game. Enter Garrett Bowles and a holding penalty to push the Broncos back even further, making us all think this is impossible. But never doubt Case Keenum throwing to Emmanuel Sanders to make up for the penalty and give us hope again. The next first down was a completion to man of Butt himself, Jake Butt, fighting for extra yards. Butt was the second leading receiver with 4 catches for 48 yards. The number 2 was Butt. You knew I was going to do it. Am I ashamed of that? Very much so. Very much. Case Keenum had plenty of time to throw with no Khalil Mack to rush his passing. It was Tim Patrick to the rescue with a clutch move on this catch, taking the ball down to the 19. You may take away Tim Patrick's touchdown, but you'll never take away his fourth quarter abilities. I love it. Rookies making plays all over the place. Lindsay with a great block on that Tim Patrick throw as well. And like Daniel Day-Lewis and Gangs of New York, McManus butchered the gooch from 36 yards out to win the game. And that's how the Raiders found themselves as the only winless team in the AFC West. The White Tigers lost on a day when Derek Carr was 29 of 32. That's a 90% completion percentage. Not even the Browns would lose with that kind of quarterback stat. The unhung hero award of the game goes to Billy Turner, stepping in at right tackle for Jared Valdir, who left the game with a concussion. I thought Billy Turner did a nice job at the position. Keenum had protection the entire game, so good job. Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy.
In the moment you've all been sort of waiting for, the Big Dick Player Award. Now, this was hard to decide. And I should give it to Domata Peko, but he already got an apology, which is far more valuable than a penis award. So, and I hate to cop out like this, but it's going to be a shared award. Case Keenum for his 4th quarter game-winning drive with no timeouts, also rushing for a TD in the 4th quarter on 4th down, gets part of the Big Dick Player Award. Phillip Lindsay for cracking the century mark. Shaq Barrett for blocking the Raiders' extra point, which came back to haunt them worse than the ghost of Khalil Mack. And the Gooch Master himself, Brandon McManus, for kicking the game-winning field goal. Sure, it was an easy 36-yarder, but I saw the Browns lose a game today because of a missed field goal and extra point, and the Vikings tie because of a missed 35-yard field goal. You gotta be clutch to hit those, and McManus was clutch. So great division win. Well, good division win for the Broncos. And dear God, somebody please slow Patrick Mahomes down before the Broncos play the Chiefs. Six passing touchdowns today.
The White Tiger came out today.
Like Mark Davis, White Tigers are an inbred creature. So why would you jinx your own team by calling Martavis Bryant a white tiger? Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Subscribe here on YouTube, goddammit. Please give me a follow on Twitter at Brandon Perna, Instagram at Brandon Perna, and our podcast goes up Monday mornings. We'll do a little more in-depth recap of this game, and every Thursday on my second channel, That's Good Broncos, That's Good Sports Podcast. It's what it's called. It's on iTunes, Podbean,